The Islamic State mastermind behind the Kabul airport bombing in August 2021 has been killed by the Taliban, according to U.S. officials. The bombing killed 170 civilians and 13 U.S. troops who were trying to flee Afghanistan after the Taliban takeover. The news of the IS leader's death has raised questions about how he was killed and what impact this will have on the situation in Afghanistan. In this video, we will delve into the details of the incident, the aftermath, and what it means for the future of Afghanistan. This is Slant News TV. Please subscribe it. The Kabul airport bombing. On August 26, 2021, a suicide bomber attacked Kabul airport, killing 170 civilians and 13 U.S. troops. The attack came hours after Western governments warned their citizens to stay away from the airport because of an imminent threat of an attack by the Islamic State Khorasan Province, ISKP, the Afghanistan branch of the Islamic State group. The attack happened around 6 p.m. local time at the Abbey Gate to the airport, when a suicide bomber walked into the middle of families waiting outside the gate. Huge crowds had been gathering in the area, hoping to be accepted onto an evacuation flight as U.S. troops pulled out of Afghanistan. The attack was a devastating blow to the people of Afghanistan who had been hoping for a better future after the Taliban takeover. It also led to the collapse of the Afghan government and military, which the US government had supported for 2 decades. It also led to the return of power to the Taliban. The aftermath of the Kabul airport bombing, the US carried out a drone strike in Kabul days later, saying it had targeted a suicide bomber, only to admit that the missile had killed 10 civilians, including 7 children. They later offered a $10 million, £8 million, reward to anyone with information leading to the arrest or conviction in any country of those responsible for the attack, or for the capture of ISIS-K leader Sanaullah Ghafari. The August 2021 pullout of US troops from Afghanistan marked the end of America's longest war. It was widely criticized both at home and abroad, with many expressing anger over the abandonment of Afghans and US weaponry. One U.S. Marine injured in the blast described the pullout as a catastrophe during Republican-led hearings examining the withdrawal. President Joe Biden directed a broad review examining the pullout, which was released earlier this month. The review laid the blame on President Donald Trump for the deadly withdrawal, saying the Biden administration was severely constrained by Mr. Trump's decisions, including a 2020 deal with the Taliban to end the war. The death of the IS leader responsible for the Kabul airport bombing. U.S. officials have confirmed that the Islamic State mastermind behind the Kabul airport bombing in August 2021 has been killed by the Taliban. The leader's name has not been released, and it is unclear whether he was targeted by the Taliban or if he was killed during ongoing fighting between IS and the Taliban. According to a report in the New York Times, the U.S. learned of the leader's death in early April. The senior U.S. official told CBS that experts in the government are at high confidence that this individual was indeed the key individual responsible. The news of the IS leader's death has been welcomed, but it does not deliver full justice for the families of the U.S. troops that died. The future of Afghanistan. The situation in Afghanistan remains uncertain, with the Taliban consolidating their power and the threat of terrorism from the Islamic State and other groups still present. The US and its allies have been struggling to find a way to deal with the situation, with many calling for a diplomatic solution. The death of the IS leader responsible for the Kabul airport bombing may help to reduce the threat of terrorism in the region.